I just realized while that whole like intro sequence was going on, I was thinking about sea mammals, right? I was trying to think of like one that Von Helton would be, and for some reason, like my first thought went to narwhal, and I was like, no, that wouldn't make any goddamn sense. Fucking narwhals, they're most known for their fucking teeth, like that massive unicorn horn that they've got on their head. That's described as a goddamn tooth. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, maybe he's like a fucking toothless narwhal. That sounds like the saddest thing ever, honestly. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it a narwhal? Is it a fucking narwhal? I guess it is fucking narwhal. Whatever. Everyone, please address how humble Billy is. Yes, immediately everyone shower Tatted Jedi with praise and tell him how humble he is. Tell him how amazing he is. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I just kind of fucking got into this shit. I was just like, you know what? Brett Keane's been talking some shit, as he's known to do. I know that's not really much of a surprise, but I want to give my fucking 2 cents on the whole situation. What's up, Bran? We got Bran in the chat. We got half the members of the Geek Room. Maybe by the end of this shit we'll have Frank in here too. Then we just got to get fucking Anna. Oh shit! Wait a minute. I guess I'm fucking good enough. Maybe I can just fill in the role of Anna. Like we have the same fucking name. We're from the same like general area of the country. Hey, Mango knows what's up. Yeah, fucking Billy's the humblest dude ever. I decided to do a fucking morning stream. Decided to do goddamn morning stream because there's some shit to talk about. I don't just want to talk about Brett Keane. I want to touch upon that. We'll get into that in just a moment here. But there's a few other things on the docket. I kind of want to talk about the new handheld thing that Steam recently announced. They're like trying to do their own version of the Nintendo Switch. I might talk about that at the end. I don't know how many people are going to be interested in that shit. Like that's gaming talk. I might also save that for the rejects. But I also found this really fucked up video. Let me see if I can. I got to get things together. I didn't even get shit together before I put this stream together. The Lord of Patriarchy decided to take on PragerU. So that's interesting. Seeing a right-wing dipshit take on another right-wing dipshit who's just even further along in what they believe. So that should be interesting to take a look at. Basically, like it's authoritarian right versus libertarian right. So there's some things that I'm going to agree with him on, but for the most part, it just ends up being two dumbasses disagreeing on shit that, ironically, they don't seem to disagree on much. But we'll get into that when we get into that. And, okay, so there's this dude, there's like this massive fucking blue checkmark idiot on Twitter who has like the worst take on grilling ever. And what else? There's this really bad video that, honestly, I don't think that should be allowed on Facebook. I've seen these types of videos constantly online, and once we get into it, you'll know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. You'll know exactly. The handheld Steam is I believe it's called the Steam Deck. Yeah, it's Steam's newest attempt. I know that they've tried like Steam consoles in the past, and those just completely fell on their face. So I'm obviously going to be skeptical about this, considering it's basically just like a mobile version of their whole Steam console idea. It's literally just like the Nintendo Switch, but you use it, for your Steam library. So we'll talk about that a little bit, I think. But I think the first thing that, obviously, the reason why I think most of you are here, you want to figure out what's been going on here with Brett Keane. So I'm gonna pull that shit up. I don't know. For all I know, maybe you guys don't even give a shit about that. Maybe you're dreading the fact I'm bringing up Brett Keane. But so let's get a bit of an inception going on here, because I need to bring up a stream of mine. Anna puts pics on OnlyFans. This owner just sends them to Polar Animal. Fuck you. I feel like only like 4 people are gonna get that in the chat, but fuck you, dude. I'm just kidding. I love you. You're the humblest man ever. But so you'll never guess who was hiding out in the comment section. You'll probably notice something. Brett Keane didn't leave a comment of his own. Brett Keane left a comment right here. Someone asked in the comment section, does anyone have a link to Brett Keane's channel? And look who responded. Brett Keane. He didn't have anything to say about what we addressed in the video. I timestamped the segment in which we talked about him and everything. So even idiots like Lord of Patriarchy, you just have to go into my description and click the proper fucking button, and then you'll see what I had to say about you. Brett Keane, he didn't have the time or I guess the effort put in to actually make a comment about the substance that we were aiming against him, our actual criticisms of what we were saying about him. But what he did decide to do, he took the time out of his day when someone said something in the chat. This was like multiple hours after the stream, by the way. This is not a comment that happened like 1 hour or so after the stream. So Brett Keane has been keeping an eye on this comment section. And what did he do? He swooped in for his opportunity to shill himself. And he didn't even shill his channel. He didn't even shill his channel. Now me, because I like to actually, follow through on what people in my live chat want. Because I actually like to give the people what they ask for. Yeah, I decided to give Jay here a link to Brett Keane's channel. Brett Keane didn't even do that. There's no way to. I mean, maybe you could just click on it. Okay, it's not like the YouTube live chat. You can't just click on it. But I at least had the fucking wherewithal to link it directly, so that someone could take a look at it. And Brett Keane, the fact that you only used this opportunity, like you had. I have an open comment section. I do not hide people's comments. I approve every single comment that's not just like the random bots that are spamming links to fake porn websites and shit like that. I approve everyone's comments. I'm really good about that. And the reason why I do that is because it's my comment section. It's in a really easy place where I can respond to somebody, and most of the time, people are going to have my back unless I'm being a total dumbass. And if I am being a total dumbass, I do want people to call me out on that shit. I'm just here to occupy my mind. Well, hey, this is the fucking place to do it. This is the fucking place to do it, yeah. Nice to see you here, Brett. Yeah, even Jay's not having any fucking Brett Keane shit. So this is a regular viewer of ours, by the way. Jay's a good dude. I just want to bring this up real fast because, look, I don't have any more lol cows to respond to today. I'm going to be responding to some other shit. I just want to get this out of here and address this because I really find it pathetic that he had this golden opportunity to have an actual dialogue with me. I'm one of the very few people. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of on the same level as Miss Parker in this regard, where I'm willing to have a conversation with somebody in good faith. I'm willing to talk to people in good faith, even if most of the time they don't goddamn deserve it. Now, I wouldn't have that conversation with Brett Keane because we've seen how he acts with people who actually try to give him a chance. Miss Parker tried to give Brett Keane a chance, and what did Brett Keane do? He fucking flashed TJ's dick on her stream to try and get her stream taken down. That's how Brett Keane treats people who try to treat him with human decency, because clearly he doesn't deserve that. So, the solution is just to treat him like the piece of shit that he is. There's no other alternative. People who actually try to treat Brett Keane with kindness and respect, they always end up not just regretting it, not just being proven wrong, but they get stabbed in the back in a way that they could never even have expected. Now, I'm sure a lot of people had their speculations that Brett Keane would have pulled something like that. But Ms. Parker, she's a good fucking person. She tries to see the best in people. So, of course, she wanted to give him an opportunity to actually prove that maybe he's not the most vitriolic piece of shit on the internet. And, of course, Brett Keane comes in to prove us wrong. You block the porn sites? Sounds very unlike you. Okay, well, they're scam websites. If they were leading to just regular fucking porn websites, I wouldn't necessarily block it. But no, they lead to like scam porn websites where it's like those websites where you see those pop-up games and it's like, this game can make you come 20 times in like 5 seconds. That's that type of bullshit. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, fuck. I almost dropped my fucking water bottle. I'm a dumbass. At least I fucking drink water, unlike Brett Keane. Brett Keane, drink some goddamn water. Take care of yourself. Stop eating and stop consisting on a diet entirely of goddamn kitty litter. That's all I'm gonna say. Come 20 times in 5 seconds. I don't know if that's actually what I said, but that actually sounds about accurate to what they've said. Look. They'll fucking sell you on anything. Fucking porn websites. Oh my god. Honestly, this sounds stupid. This sounds like the stupidest idea I've ever had. But I think it would be genuinely entertaining if at some point I went on some porn websites and I just made fun of and reviewed their ads. Now, obviously, because there's like a bunch of cartoon dicks in there, I wouldn't be able to do that on YouTube. I'd have to do that for like a Patreon private show or something on Vimeo or something. I might even make that free for everyone to watch, but I have to put it on Vimeo. But yeah, I don't know why I just got that idea in my head, because a lot of those fucking ads are ridiculous as shit and definitely worth riffing on. So that's something I'm considering. What's up, J Nova? Hope you're doing well, buddy. We got fucking we got J Nova in the chat, a good buddy of ours. A big part of the reason why I'm streaming on this computer right now. I would not be able to stream solo. if it wasn't for good old J Nova introducing me to a computer model that works for me. Because honestly, I was afraid. I was afraid that because I had just under $1,000 to spend. I basically had like $900 of spending money because I had over like $1,000 saved up for this specific purpose. So I had about $900 that I was willing to freely spend, and we found just the fucking perfect machine for me. We found just the right machine. It was fucking awesome. We got Cow Kenobi in the chat, or Ko. I always forget how to say your name. Hope you're doing well, buddy. We got Comfort Doll. Hope you're doing well. Got Nikki P. Fuck ton of awesome people. Roland Le Fleur. Hope you're doing well. Gizmo Duck. You guys are fucking awesome. I love that we get fucking good turnouts on these afternoon streams. It always does seem like we get a pretty good fucking turnout. So let's see what we're gonna take a look at next. Because the rest of these videos are shit that really fucking pissed me off. Okay. We'll play the Facebook video first. Because this is something I can just kind of comment on. I'm not gonna like play the audio or anything because Facebook's notorious for like putting shit in the background, like soundtracks and shit that get easily copyright striked and claimed. And I just don't want any part of that. Okay. Gonna share this shit. Share audio, even though I'm not doing that. So this is some of you might already know what this is based on what you're seeing. This is something that's not all that uncommon on the internet. In fact, I just saw one earlier. I really should have got the fucking link because that one was even worse. But this is a very common thing on Facebook. I think most of these are staged, but a very common thing on Facebook you'll see is parents filming themselves destroying their children's property because my child's in a relationship I don't approve of, or you're playing too many video games, or you were disrespectful to me that one time at dinner. Facebook is chock full, and boomers love this. That's why it's so common on Facebook, because boomers love to see younger people suffer. I think that's undeniable. So I guess we could just play it. It's not like there's any audio that we're interrupting here. This is just basically, I don't care if this is fake, because if this is fake, it's still showing a terrible example that a bunch of people in the comment section go and defend. So clearly a lot of people believe that this is okay. A total violation of someone's privacy. So want to know why this is happening? This woman right here, this mother, I struggle to use that term unironically. This mother in scare quotes only. She's pissed off because apparently her daughter or her son, the point is her child's been hanging out and with someone that she doesn't approve of. So what was her solution? To invite her brother, this person's uncle, over to literally saw down her door while she's having over this friend. A complete violation of their privacy, destruction of property, which doesn't even make any sense, because if you're the parent here, why would you do this? You're destroying your own goddamn property. That's the question I have when it comes to a lot of this shit. I hate frivolous destruction of technology, household items, and shit like that. If you're gonna be an asshole and get rid of your kids' like video game console to teach them a lesson, why not just sell it? Or why not just hide it? If that's the route of parenting that you think that you need to take, if you're such a failure of a parent that you need to take the direction of that type of punitive punishment, then sell it if you're going to do that, or hide it until they improve their grades. If you want to do that, that's not that unreasonable, but this is completely unreasonable. Destruction of not just the kid's property, but your property just to make a point. What do you think that this is going to raise your children to think like? Because this is going to raise most kids are going to take away from this, that destruction of property and violence and this type of vitriolic bullshit. What you're going to raise them to believe is the solution? This is demented. This is sick and disgusting. Not only is the mother laughing the entire time this is happening, but the uncle's laughing the entire time too. I don't know. Am I the only one that looks at this and I think that it's really fucking sick and twisted? And that's not only to talk about. Look, this is a young adult. I have to imagine this is like a young adult or something like that. And their entire relationship status and this cruel prank that's being pulled on them by their own family is being broadcast to the internet. Now, sure, you can't see them on camera or anything, but you can hear. Oh, fucking dumbass ad. getting rid of this shit before I get copyright claimed. Like, you can't see their face in the background or anything. But, like, you can clearly see the face of the mother and the uncle. You can hear the person's voice. Someone from their school could easily use context clues to figure out that this viral shitfest was pulled on someone that they know. And I can't imagine how terrible a fucking living environment this is if you just do something wrong to slight your mother and she comes in with a goddamn sledgehammer basically to bash in your door. I can't imagine how terrible of a home environment that is, but imagine then having to go to school and being mocked nonstop because you were on the receiving end of a viral prank that your own mother pulled on you just for being a developing goddamn teenager. It wasn't that goddamn long ago. I was in high school, so... And look, my parents, they aren't perfect. I love them. They aren't perfect. But they never violated my privacy like this. They've never done anything like this. Not even close. All the criticisms I've got of my parents, they've never done anything like this. And I really appreciate the fact that they've always respected my privacy. One of the worst things that you can do, one of the worst, absolute worst things that you can do is to shit on someone's personal business, to crap all over them and then put it out there for everyone to see, everyone to also shit on, just pile on. God damn. I fucking... Did I miss Burger King? Yeah, we talked about that very briefly. I'll definitely put up some timestamps after the fact if you want to check that out. But all Brett Keane did was... Someone asked for a link to his new channel in the comment section of the latest stream where we talked about him. And rather than actually address anything that I said in my video, he takes the opportunity. His only comment on that video was being like, yeah, my channel's right here. Come check me out. So, yeah, it was really fucking pathetic. It was one of the most pathetic things I've actually ever seen out of Brett Keane. And that says a lot. Dude, what's up, Jerice? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're doing fucking awesome. Dude, I saw your tweet last night, dude. I know you said it was just a fucking drunk tweet, but I want to let you know that you're talented, dude. We fucking love you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You're a really talented creator, and you deserve all the best. I mean that, dude. You're definitely gifted, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. This is a bit too close to home. I'm sorry, Nikki P. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. Not because I've had to, because like I said, like if there's one thing that I can really say I appreciate about my parents is that they've always respected my privacy. So for me, it doesn't really hit close to home. But I see this type of shit, and I just get so goddamn infuriated. It fucking infuriates me. Because this is the same thing that pisses me off about Von Helton, Shani, and all these other fucks. And Brett Keane to a lesser extent, because at least I'll give Brett Keane this. Compared to Shani and Rev and Von Helton, at least, he talks about his children a lot less. He does. Still too much. Still shouldn't be bringing their personal business or anything about their goddamn lives onto the internet. But he's better about that than those other fucks. That's what I hate about those people so much. That's why I go after them as much as I do. And that's why I've stopped going off after Von Helton as much as I have. Because at least now Von Helton's children seem to be free from him. At least we have that. But Shani and Rev, it doesn't seem like those kids, as long as they keep fucking moving around, it doesn't seem like those kids are ever going to be free of them anytime soon. And we actually have proof. We have, like, proof on video. Unlike in the other cases of other people's children, they actually have proof on video that Shani's kids are like, please, look, Mom, don't talk about me on your streams anymore. It makes me uncomfortable. Look, this is just basically what they said. This is not word for word what they said, but that's basically what they said. Just, please stop talking about me on your streams. You make me uncomfortable. And that's the thing too. They asked, if you saw the clip, I'm not going to play the clip right now because I don't want to put that out there. I do not want to put that out there. But I'm sure you guys are not surprised. I hate to ask this. Please just take my word on it in this case. But and they asked in such like a sincere and nice, respectful manner. Like, please don't talk about me on your streams anymore, please. And what did Shani do? Shani got pissed off. She turned off the stream and she was like, well, it looks like someone's being disrespectful and telling me what I can and cannot do, so gonna have to go sort that off. And then the screen fucking cuts to black. And it's only up to our interpretation what happens next. Considering how she treats fucking Rev on camera, I don't want to know what happened. Well, I mean, I think at least CPS has a right to know, but I don't know. I can't think too much about how Shanny treats her fucking kids because it'll drive me insane and really make me angry. Like, I know sometimes I might play things up a little bit on here because I want you guys to be amused and I want you guys to laugh. But when I get pissed off about the Shanny shit, especially when it comes to like their families, every ounce of emotion that I'm offering you is how I truly feel, what I really believe. Because I can't make this shit up. I can't make up how angry it makes me. Because I've seen this type of abuse happen to other people. A lot of really close personal friends to me. Hurts me when I can't do anything to help them. And it hurts me when I can't do anything to help these people out either. Did everyone know the word yo isn't the same as a period? What is it? I don't know what the fuck you're on about, Billy. That must have just went straight over my goddamn head because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anna stole my Pop-Tart. Okay, well, luckily that's not how my name's spelled. So you must mean the other Anna. The other Anna stole Billy's Pop-Tart. Well, goddamn shit, you're gonna have to pull that up with Anna, or Anna. Or no, I'm Anna. She's Anna. That's how you know the difference, Billy. That's how you know the difference. You better start pronouncing it different, you motherfucker. Even though I just got confused. Look, it's the Nordic pronunciation. If anyone ever gets confused about how to pronounce my name, it's the Nordic pronunciation. I know everybody except for Billy will give it an honest try. Yeah, the Anna, we did that. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. That's all right. I love you, Billy. I love you, Billy. You're a funny guy. So yeah, now that I got pissed off about about that shit, there's another stupid thing I want to get pissed off about. And look, this might be the most petty thing I actually ever bitch about ever. Because the entire basis of this was made by someone else who's probably even more petty than I am. Let's be entirely honest. So I'm gonna bring this up so you guys can see. We're not gonna need audio on this, so I'm not even gonna bother. Here's my Twitter account. So this guy has one of the worst takes on grilling I've ever seen. And the reason why I want to bring this up, because this might seem really inconsequential to you guys. This might seem like, why the fuck are you even bringing this up? Because people like this, these blue check marks, just like this dude right here, are the quintessential reason why people hate dudes on Twitter. Because Twitter encourages bullshit like this and dumbasses like this. Someone who, no matter what time of the year it is, no matter what day it is, no matter what hour, no matter what minute, fucking second, plank time, it doesn't matter what time it is. Someone like this will find something to bitch about. Something to be like, actually, I'm superior to you and a better person, and here's why. I would never go outside and cook on a grill. The pretentiousness that oozes from this tweet, you can see it as you read it out. I'm gonna read it out in the bougiest way possible just to sell it home. Your grill is filthy, has poor temperature control, and for some idiot reason, has the heating element below the food, so fat drips into it and catches fire. Yeah, that's what makes it goddamn delicious, dumbass. Look, if you aren't willing to fucking burn down your entire house over a meal, also, that's not gonna happen if you actually take care of your grill and clean it regularly, dumbass. But look, if you aren't willing to fucking risk your life for good-ass food, are you really making food to begin with? Let's continue. And it catches fire. There's a better way to cook in your kitchen. Get the fuck out of here, dude. One of the things that people really enjoy about summers, like an all-American tradition, is going out and having a fucking barbecue, doing some goddamn grilling. And multiple people point out in the comment section, people who are a million times more fucking manly and American than me, who clearly know a lot more about grilling, they point out a million ways in which this guy is dumb. Even a fucking... Wait a minute. Yeah, even this blue check mark just shreks this dude right here. Oh my god, did I just say that? Someone put a bullet in my head. Metaphorically speaking, that's just a joke, YouTube. I just made a bad joke, that's all. I was just making it funny. Dude, even this blue check mark's like, quick, it's one of the most popular grilling weekends of the year. Someone will write an article shitting on grilling for hate clicks. That's exactly what this boils down to. This is internet journalism, quote unquote, in a nutshell these days. Just say the most provocative thing possible, or put the most clickbait thing possible, and it's a recipe for success, I suppose. Even though all articles like this do is devalue a brand, it makes you seem like another cookie cutter comic book news, or we got this covered, or whatever the fuck. It just makes you seem like a generic website that's willing to do anything for the clicks and views. Because let's be honest, that's what most blue check marks on Twitter actually are. That's why they resort to this type of shit, because they see everyone else doing it, and they just go for the most provocative thing. It's like what I say about people like the Quartering, right? You guys are going to get fed up with this example that I keep giving, but I really think it's applicable, and that's why I keep bringing it up. People like this, and it applies to people like the Quartering, and someone like this, who I assume is on the opposite side of the political spectrum. It applies to people all across the political spectrum. They wake up every single day, and because of their job involving, getting clicks and views, they think to themselves, what can I be pissed off about today? Or what can I fake enthusiasm about today? Or what can I come up with a bullshit conspiracy theory about today? It's usually one of those three things. I'm trying so hard to avoid that shit when it comes to my channel, because I always want this to be a channel where I'm not just talking about what gets me views and clicks. I'm talking about what I genuinely think is going to be entertaining for you guys. That's why on this channel, it's not just 24/7 me talking about lolcows, or me talking about news, or me talking about games. I talk about media, I talk about news, I talk about politics. It's in the goddamn tagline for the channel. We talk about whatever the fuck we want on this channel. I want to have entertaining conversations about anything, and I never want to be forced down this type of niche, because I don't want to end up like a miserable piece of shit like this. I really don't. Oh god, just as someone who's involved in Twitter, and I don't know if you guys remember, I'm gonna try and get back into tweeting more, but my Twitter was popping off in 2020. I was really going on it every day, and the reason why I was so surprised that I was doing well is because I wasn't tweeting to like get clout. I was just tweeting out my honest opinions, and every once in a while those tweets would just blow up, and I'm like, I start to realize, right? I start to realize when we're in a system where everyone's just playing along with the system to just, get by. I don't care if I have to fight the algorithm at every turn. On Twitter, YouTube, all these fucking algorithms. I don't care if I have to fight them at every turn because I don't niche down. Because I don't talk about the same shit 24/7. Because you know what I can be? I can be an alternative. I can be the person that doesn't follow those ranks, that doesn't niche down their channel, that doesn't just talk about the same shit over and over and over again. I can set myself aside by doing that shit, because it's just so rare. And I don't know, I hope you guys who watch this channel, I hope you guys can tell that I don't give a shit about appealing to whatever's popular. If I wanted to really, really be popular, I could have rode the Shanny train when that was really big and just rode it and rode it and rode it. I didn't want to. In fact, I probably only talked about Shanny once or twice during that whole drama, because I didn't feel like I had much to add except for on occasions. And when I did, I feel like I had good points to offer. But this is never going to be a channel, and I promise you guys this. As long as I'm sane, as long as I still have my wits about me, this channel's never going to be a goddamn place where I just upload a video and I'm just like, okay, I'm just doing this to have something out. I actually, and you guys are going to see in the newest rant and commentary I have coming out, I actually go into every piece of content I make on this channel. And I go in looking to entertain you guys. And I hope you guys see on the next video I have coming out, my next rant, legit one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. Humble brag. Humble brag. But Anna, that would mean you've got moral integrity. And you know how corporate America hates that. Exactly. And that's why I want to stand up against it. Because honestly, I'm the type of person, me and Jamie and a bunch of us who come on this show regularly, on this channel regularly, I should say. We all stand up against like these corporations. We talk big talk about, wanting to stand up for the little guy and not just go around with whatever the fucking corporations say. How can I, in all honesty, say that I'm against that shit while following exactly what YouTube does following their algorithm to the T and doing whatever, Google forces me to make a living. I'm not going to do that. I'm either going to make a living doing this shit my way. And honestly, I don't want to make a living doing this shit entirely. I want to also use my talents editing and shit like that to actually, continue to get freelance employment that way. I'm not going to delude myself into ever having this be my sole means of income. I think that's really irresponsible. But I do want to refine my skills at video editing and, image editing and shit like that. I think I make some not fucking awesome thumbnails. That's all I'm saying. And honestly, if you're someone new getting started on YouTube, please don't delude yourself into thinking this could become a career. You have to get really lucky to make this like your full-time job. And most people who have full-time job YouTube channels, it's not just them. Those people have entire teams working under them. Sometimes as small as like 2 people. Sometimes upwards of like 7 to 10. Like there's absolutely massive shit that goes into doing a YouTube channel full-time that usually a single person cannot take on. Anyway, I don't want to bore you guys. Man, this really got me on a tangent. I hate fucking Twitter blue check marks. I really do. If you wake up every single day and you're just looking to get outraged, just looking to make people pissed off on Twitter or YouTube, and that's your entire job, go fuck yourself. You're a parasite on the internet. I say as I'm getting pissed off at some random shit on the internet. But hey, as I made the point to you guys just earlier, I'm at least doing it from a perspective of, look, I'm not talking about some random dude's bad grilling take because I'm going to make me money. I talked about it because I thought it'd be interesting, and I saw it earlier this week, and I thought I said something to add on it. That's all. So yeah, fuck people like that. They can sincerely go fuck themselves, dumbasses. I'm gonna get something else up. Also, if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about, link it in the chat because I might talk about a thing or two before I wrap this up. I do have another thing I want to talk about, but I do want to say real fast. We got like 35 people watching right now. If you like this shit, you guys know what to do. Maybe drop a goddamn like. I try not to say it often because, you guys are awesome. But I feel like I've done like enough talking about YouTube shit. So let's move on to something else. Also say like, say hi in the chat if I haven't, given you a shout out yet. I love to make sure that I'm acknowledging your guys' presence and calling you awesome. We got Patch Adams here and we got fucking Skull Kitty. Know what's the difference between an anarchist and an activist? Activists are only allowed for social media. I'm not sure I entirely agree with that take, but I agree with at least some level of the sentiment that you're talking about there. I do not consider myself to be an anarchist, though. I don't really ascribe myself to a political label. I used to call myself a libertarian, like a left libertarian, but and like that's not entirely inaccurate, but still, I don't know. It's complicated. It's fucking complicated. So the last video we have here is actually a Lord of Patriarchy video. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. Look, I know I'm subjecting you to fucking watch Lord of Patriarchy. It's okay. But no, this is actually going to be something else. Something different. Because, look, I don't normally like talking about Lord of Patriarchy myself. Unless it's relevant. Which he very rarely is. So that's why I talk about him sparingly. But he decided to take on a right-wing organization recently. He decided to take on PragerU. And somehow he manages to be 100% wrong. Well, maybe not 100% wrong. He's like 90% wrong in his criticisms of an even bigger fucking group of dumbasses. It really just blows my mind how he can shoot fish in a barrel and just get it wrong anyway. I don't know. I feel like if Lord of Patriarchy had a debate with Brett Keane, there's a small chance that he could somehow lose. And that's just the best way I can possibly think to describe how incompetent he actually is. Because if you're losing to Dennis Prager, who's basically like the first Goomba of political YouTube, any fucking leftist can dismantle PragerU relatively easily. It's where most people start. That or right-wing watch videos, right? Most people can take on a dumbass like Dennis Prager. The only thing that PragerU has is a bunch of fancy graphics. There's absolutely no substance to what they're saying, even though they have the resources to actually get, somewhat respected people in their community to do their presentation and I assume their research. Because really, there's no way to make these viewpoints look good. That's what it boils down to. But because Lord of Patriarchy is trying to battle ignorance from a perspective of ignorance, it just makes him look even stupider because he can't even dismantle Dennis Prager properly. But I'll give him points, credit where it's due, but I'm not going to have much credit to give him here, as you'll see. Let's get started.
Why are so many young people unhappy?
Oh, let me full screen this. I've been forgetting to do that. I apologize.
Maybe a good place to start would be a bunch of boomers like you learning to shut the fuck up and let the young people live their lives as they see fit.
That's ironic because you're an old fuck who constantly tells me what to do, but purely based on the sentiment of what you just said alone, no, I totally agree. Yeah, a big part of why young people are depressed, you're right, it's because of old-ass boomers like that guy constantly telling them how to live their lives, what they can and cannot do. So yeah, you're on point about that. I'll give you that much. It's just ironic because, like I said, I'm younger than you, dude. And I feel like a lot of the time you're telling me how to live my life too. Or in the very least, if you aren't outright saying that, you're pressuring me into living a lifestyle that you do. I feel like I don't even think that that's much of an assumption because you're always bringing on this vibe that, oh, men should be men and women should be women. This is how you are. This is how they are. When really there's a wide variety of how people are and act and how their personalities are. There's no one way to be a man or a woman or XYZ. Whatever. Dude, that's cringe. Why do you think I stopped? Like, look, I actually think that the old Underhaven intro is really badass. But why do you think I stopped doing the intro? It's like, just get to the goddamn point. Just get to the point of your video. If the video doesn't start off with you giving me a good hook, and that was not a good hook, I'm not going to continue watching. The only reason I'm going to continue watching in this case is because, well, I've already watched and I know that there's some material to riff on here. Wait, let me bring this up real fast. Have you seen the PragerU about boys versus girls learning? Girls should be inside acting and reading, and boys must be outside playing sports and being boys? Like, what? Yeah, there's no one way to learn. Also, people of any gender should, both be inside at some points, learning, reading books and shit like that, and they should go outside at least a little bit. Like, people should at least do a little bit of book learning and a bit of physical activity. Why are these things mutually exclusive in someone's mind of being male or female? It's not. It's just called being healthy. In fact, a really healthy person will do a bit of both. They'll exercise their mind and their body. Any woman or man should do both. Jesus Christ. This is why we have the stereotypes of men being meatheads and women being intelligent but unable to do shit physically. Because of dipshits like that. Jesus fucking Christ.
To cite just one example, Reuters reported in 2019 that suicidal thinking, severe depression, and rates of self-injury among U.S. college students more than doubled over less than a decade.
How much do you want to bet this is going to come back to religion? Look, I know it's PragerU, so that's kind of just a given. But, I actually want to know, does anyone think that this won't tie back to religion somehow? Because within the first goddamn 5 seconds of hearing this old fucking bastard talk, I can already tell this is going to somehow tie back to, well, the reason people are depressed these days is either going to be about, like, a lack of a traditional family unit, but I don't think Lord of Patriarchy would respond to that angry. So it's definitely going to be about a lack of faith. I'm pretty sure that that's what's going to happen here. He's going to talk about how there's a lack of faith in the household, and that's why people are suicidal. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Oh, shit. What's up, Mises? We got Mises in the chat. Nice to see you hanging out, buddy. Oh, shit. One second. There we go.
And unhappiness is hardly confined to Americans. As the social commentator Kay Heimowitz recently wrote, Germans are lonely, the bon vivant French are lonely, and even the Scandinavians are lonely.
Yeah, but significantly less. Like, if you look at the happiness, if you look at the average happiness of people in European countries, especially Scandinavian ones, like you just mentioned, there's a lot higher quality of life. And wouldn't you know that the higher quality of life, better infrastructure, better healthcare, it leads to less depression. And that's one thing that PragerU conveniently leaves out, is that they try and paint it basically like all of these countries are just as bad off as America. And they're intentionally leaving out the fact that statistically, I don't know about all these countries because I don't know about France. But I know for a fact that Germany and pretty much every Scandinavian country has a higher quality of life overall, and thus people are happier overall in those countries. And that's not me making that up. That's statistically proven. The thing is that PragerU uses fancy graphics and misleading wording to basically get over that and twist it to suit their narrative. It's fucked up. But a bunch of people will just, listen and believe it because they got some fancy graphics on the screen. It's like color coding thing is to make it easier for children to understand, except for adults.
The British Prime Minister recently appointed a Minister of Loneliness.
That's cringe. I just want to say that's fucking cringe.
People have more money.
I mean, I will say, obviously, depression is a serious issue that needs to be taken seriously and addressed. But the way that you can address that, you don't need to make a fucking bullshit like Minister of Depression or Minister of Loneliness. The way that you fix that is by improving the infrastructure, giving people better health care. I believe that they just gave an example of, the UK, and they have the NHS, which could be better. Even though the NHS is a lot better than what we have in other countries, is a lot better than what we have in America, a lot better than what they have in Canada and other Western nations as well, still could be better. And that's not to mention, happiness is a relative thing. If you live your entire life in the United Kingdom and you always have access to healthcare, you're not going to value it as much. There's a bunch of fucking morons in the United Kingdom who don't value what they have and want to dismantle the NHS. And I guarantee you if they had 5 months without the NHS, they'd quickly realize just how important it was and how much this system that we have in America is absolute bullshit that manipulates people and capitalizes on people's deaths.
Better health, better housing, more education, and live longer than at any time in history.
Yeah, and the reason why people are still depressed is because exactly what I said, because happiness is relative.
But people, especially the young, are unhappier than at any time since data began to be collected.
People found a goddamn way to be happy. If you were born to the Great Depression, you found a way to be happy then because you didn't know any goddamn better. If you were children growing up in that shit, that's what I mean. People are based on their environments, and PragerU boils people down to these categories and just tries to make things as simple and bare bones as possible whenever they can, just to suit their narratives. Because they live in a black and white world, and they know that their viewers live in a black and white world because they're fucking stupid. Their viewership consists of people either like me who are here to riff on them, but the vast majority are people who take this shit seriously and are easily amused by simple graphics being put on the screen. You can tell exactly what PragerU thinks of their audience, which is very low, just by watching one of their videos. They have no respect for the people who consume their content at all. It's really sad. And disrespectful, frankly. Even people who watch PragerU deserve more respect than this, in my opinion.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Europe because I don't know what the fuck's going on over there.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Hasn't stopped you in the past. You've made fun of SJWs, quote-unquote, from Europe. You've made fun of plenty of leftists from Europe. Who's to say that people from Europe are off limits? Sure, you can't pretend to know the intricacies of UK politics, but you're still entitled to have an opinion to some extent on how things are in Europe, from what we can observe statistically. I have my opinions on European countries. I just gave mine earlier, and you know what? It was backed up by statistics.
To speak and give a theory as to why American young people are miserable. Now, it's not any one thing, although the boomers driving up the prices of homes certainly didn't help anything.
Yeah, right. That's a perfect example, but dude, what are you going to do to fix that? Look, you might advocate for something, but are you actually going to go out and vote for people who are going to try and make real change, who are going to try and give people real opportunities, who are going to actually try? No, you don't give a shit. You're just going to sit on your fat ass and complain, all while you vote for people who are just going to make it worse.
However, maybe it has something to do with the fact that around the time of about 3, when a child enters preschool, he is basically given a participation trophy for wiping his ass right.
That has absolutely nothing to do with anything. How does everything pull back to that for you? I don't get it. I really don't get it at all. How? That's why people are. How is positive encouragement making people more depressed? Hey, oh, okay, you know what? I'll let him continue. Because I remember now what his point is. It's a terrible point, but I'll dismantle it as it comes up.
Then, once he gets into the real world that doesn't give a fuck, and is not going to shower him with accolades and...
Just fucking bullshitting yourself, dude. So your entire argument is, well, okay, I agree on the fact. Here's what I can't agree with. I agree that public schooling and a lot of parents in general do not prepare their children for the real world. Sure, I agree with that, but it doesn't have anything to do with these goddamn non-existent participation awards that maybe some, really stuck-up soccer moms might do or believe in, but for the most part, I didn't grow up with this shit unless things have radically changed in like the 4 years since I left high school. There was none of this shit. There was no participation awards. You know what there was? There was a lot of fucking poor, shitty-ass attempts at schooling. They didn't teach me how to do my goddamn taxes. They didn't teach me how to do pretty much anything of value that I use right now. They didn't teach me jack shit. But you know what? They did teach me a bunch of shit I didn't need. Where's that argument? Why aren't you making that argument? I'll tell you why you're not making that argument. Because everything with you, dude, Dave, I'm being honest with you right now. Everything with you comes back to SJWs. It has to come back with how the left is bad. Even when you're rebuking some PragerU bullshit, a right-wing organization, you still have to draw it back to, oh man, these sensitive-ass SJWs with their participation awards. And I feel like every time I watch you, it's just watching someone on loop saying the same shit over and over again. You talk about different videos, you discuss different subject matter, but your talking points are always the same. Interchangeable talking points that you could just use on any video. This could be a fucking Milo video. It could be a fucking Greta Thunberg video. It could be anybody that you don't like. And you'd still say the same shit. You'd still blame participation awards. Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck off, dude. Please, sincerely, go fuck yourself.
Trophies and everything he wants, well, he has a hard time accepting that. Maybe it's time we stop coddling kids their entire fucking childhood.
Or maybe it's actually time for the opposite. Maybe instead of that, maybe we should actually start treating adults better. Like I said, by investing the tax dollars that we give to the government into our people, into their healthcare, and into the goddamn infrastructure of this country. Make some goddamn parks, fix up the roads, make things just better overall for people to live. How about that? That would increase people's quality of life. If our government was actually spending the money we invest in them and investing some of that back into us, instead of an overinflated military budget that just makes people more depressed because they have to think about how their tax dollars, rather than being fuel to fund something positive or just fund to make orphans. That's what people have to realize at the end of the day. That's what it boils down to, is that our tax dollars, they aren't being spent to advance our society or improve our lives. They're being spent to fuel death and destruction. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But no, Dave thinks that the only issue is participation awards. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. What's up, Super Inhuman? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you've been well lately.
Maybe that would help.
I completely missed the fucking comment you said. That's funny. Bro needs some Rogaine and some pussy. Yeah, he could benefit from both.
Why?
I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark at this. I haven't seen this entire video, but why do I think you're going to loop it around to God at some point?
Oh my god. That goes to show how fucking dumb PragerU is. Because they elicited the same goddamn speculation out of me and War Corpse. Look, at this point, I'll be absolutely floored if they don't somehow bring it back to religion. Because if even Lord of Patriarchy can tell that they're taking it down that direction, I mean, it's goddamn obvious. I disagree. We should stop coddling children. They're just developing humans and should be taught as such. None of the sheltering crap. Humans are animals. We need to teach them to care. Well, sure. No, okay. Well, obviously, I don't think that children should be sheltered. I think that they need to be taught actual practical shit when they're growing up. But I also think that they need to be shown love and compassion by their parents. You know what I mean? So there's like there's a good balance of tough love and actual love that you need to offer your family. If you're gonna have your own family and raise your own family, you need to know when to be stern, but not abusive, and you need to learn when to be loving, but not overbearing or too accepting of when they're actually misbehaving. It's not easy to be a parent. It's not easy to be a goddamn parent at all. I'm good. I'm putting up hella freight, and this is keeping me going. Hey, I'm happy. I'm so happy that I can help you out at all. I hope I can be entertaining. Stubbed your toe, participation trophies are to blame. That's what I mean. Like, everything boils down to this for him. John Luis Vega, hope you're doing well, buddy. I almost said baby because Tad Jedi said sweet baby Rays. I was like, but baby? No, buddy. Hope you're doing well, buddy. For themselves, the dangers of other human animals from... Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, look, coddling people too much is definitely a bad thing. I want to make that clear, but, like I said, just people need to be taught more practical shit when they're growing up. And they need to be shown compassion and some actual discipline, too. Actual discipline, not, like, abusive shit. Actual discipline. I mean, I'm an actual dad of 2, and you just kind of raise your kids. They get what they need from you. Look, I'm sure if you're an actually competent parent, maybe it is just that easy. Maybe it does just, like, in your case, I can believe that it actually just does come to you. You just naturally know how to not be a piece of shit. But unfortunately, some people, I feel like they are not so naturally gifted at being parents, and they would probably benefit from parenting classes or shit like that. I think that there's a lot of people, unfortunately, in this country who are parents who aren't fit to be. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll never be fit to be, but part of realizing that you can be a better parent is actually, trying. That's all I'm saying.
There are any number of reasons: increased drug and opioid addiction, less human interaction.
Well, okay, why do you think that people are doing more drugs and getting addicted to that shit? A lot of it comes back to depression, and that just feeds into this ongoing cycle. But that comes back to, why are people depressed? And you keep dancing around the actual issue, because if you acknowledge the actual issue, it's going to seem like an argument for socialism. It's going to seem like an argument for left-wing ideas. And you can't possibly acknowledge that. What's up, Mickey the Ficky? Hope you're doing well. Oh, shit.
Right. Because of constant cell phone use and young people's fears for their future are the most widely offered explanations.
Oh, bitch.
The Lord Patriarchy added that in, by the way. Look, I don't see how any of these things...
And cell phone use and young people's fears for their future.
Okay, fears for your future and drug abuse, those are definitely not frivolous shit. Maybe getting a little bit pissed off because you're on your phone all the time, but honestly, who gets depression over just being on their phone? I don't think... If anything, I can see, like, sure, maybe if you're on the internet all the time and you make that your whole life, that's unhealthy, but just being on the phone is not inherently... Just get the fuck out of here. It's really just Dave having a very, very poor attempt to...
Are the most widely offered explanations.
Oh, bitch.
But the biggest reason is the loss of values and meaning.
Yep, it's about religion.
Let's begin with values, and I'll focus on America. The United States was founded on 2 sets of values, Judeo-Christian and American.
Called it! And American values and Judeo-Christian values are at complete odds with one another. That's why we never have been nor will be a Christian nation.
That's a really weird argument, but because okay, sure, like I agree with the argument that he's making for some extent. Like, we should have a secular nation, but unfortunately, Christian values are intertwined a lot with the founding of this country. Even though our founding fathers at least had the wherewithal to keep this nation secular, to deny that Christianity has the roots in this country is stupid. The argument that you should be making here, Dave, is that we don't need religion to have morals and values. Like, how can you not make the right decision and not make the right argument here a single goddamn time?
Chief among the American values was keeping government as small as possible. This enabled non-governmental institutions Kiwanis Rotary and Lions clubs, book clubs, the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, bowling leagues, music societies, and of course churches, to provide Americans with friends and to provide the neediest Americans with help.
I feel like I don't even have to respond to this with a laugh because, like, Lord of Patriarchy already edits it in. But, like, he edited that in for the wrong reason. The reason why I find that absolutely hilarious is because that's not the case. Charity most of the time doesn't do jack shit. It's not reliable. It doesn't. You can. That's the entire point, right? Is you should not be relying on charity and being like, oh yeah, you know, charity's gonna bring up the downtrodden. You actually have to provide some systems for these people to get some way to improve their lives, to get jobs and shit like that, to, you know, have a place to live so they can actually go get a goddamn job. You can't just rely on, oh, okay, you know, charity's going to take care of it. The church will take care of it. X, Y, and Z will take care of it. No, you can't rely on that.
Are you serious? But as government has gotten ever larger, many of these non-governmental groups have dwindled in number or simply disappeared.
What in the actual hell does declining membership in Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, church attendance, Lions Club membership, book clubs, and music societies, or whatever the fuck else he rambled off, have to do with the growing size of government?
Yeah, right.
And
actually, unironically, that's a good point. Like, what the fuck does any of this have to do with the size of government? And I'm sure they'll find some way to bring it back to the religion because, okay, here's what I think the issue is, and me and Dave actually agree on something for once. But the problem with this is that they're working on all these assumptions, these logical conclusions that we just haven't agreed on. We don't believe that religion is inherently tied to the foundation of this country. At least it doesn't mean that it should be today. The fact that we have issues in this country is not tied to the fact that there's a lack of religion. It's tied to so much other bullshit. And in fact, a lot of the reason why we're in the issues that we have today in this country is because of bullshit like religion. Christianity is very dangerous. All religions are. They can lead to dangerous fucking groupthink. That's why I call out all types of religion. I don't care if you're a pagan, a Muslim, a Jew, a Christian. I don't give a shit. I'm still going to call out your religion if it's being toxic and vitriolic and doing shit like that, which sadly religion is intended to do. Who's this fellow that I'm responding to right now? This is Lord of Patriarchy. Someone who's really generally a massive moron, but hey, I think this is appropriate right here. A broken clock can be right twice a day, right?
And Dennis Prager, I would like to point out that the government grew plenty under even the most conservative of presidents.
Of course, he has to finish it off with something bullshit. I do not believe that for 1 second, but anyone who believes that, like, the size of the government grew under Donald Trump or Ronald Reagan, look, say what you want about those people, but they certainly did not make the government bigger. They reduced the size of government. They made the government smaller. How can someone who's like you, who's a libertarian, even pretend like they didn't? Don't you like those people? Aren't you in favor of them? And what, you're going to claim that they're doing the exact opposite of what you want? Undeniably, they made the government smaller. They did. You can see in their policies if you're not a dumbass.
Another set of values is referred to as middle class or bourgeois values. These include getting married before having a child, making a family, getting a job, self-discipline, delayed gratification, and patriotism. All of these have been under attack by America's elites with the following results.
You're telling me that America's elites don't participate in any of that goddamn shit? I mean, politicians wave the flag more than goddamn anyone. They play up the patriotism because it's part of their job. That's what they're doing. They play up that shit to manipulate people and get their votes. Oh my god. I don't even know if I can take any more of this goddamn shit, honestly. I guess I'll try and wrap it up. We'll see.
This is why Dennis Prager drives me fucking nuts. He's as bad as a goddamn feminist or vegan.
What did I say? It always has to come back to feminists or vegans or making fun of the left on some level. Even when he's making fun of, like, one of the most notorious right-wing shills on the internet, it has to come down to feminism and SJWs. Well, you know what? No, fuck it. That is enough. I've had enough of this shit. Because if I wanted to see Lord of Patriarchy respond to a goddamn SJW with those talking points, I just watch another one of his fucking videos. He's just going to do the same thing over and over again. Just talk in circles. And honestly, I value your guys' time and attention a lot more than just watching this bullshit. So, no, I'm done with you, Lord of Patriarchy. I'm done with you. I will give you some points for actually, having a good point here and there. Like I said, a broken clock's right twice a day. Good on you for at least acknowledging that Dennis Prager is a grifter and a moron. And good on you for having a couple good points, but you made them in the worst way possible. So I can only give you so much credit on that. But all right, guys, I do want to say thank you for, hanging out with me. Thanks for chilling. I always have such a great time doing these afternoon streams. It's really a pleasure. You guys are just fucking awesome. What's up, Stu Dog? I'm sorry to those of you guys who might be showing up here a little bit late. We got fucking Greta Thunberg. Wow, the Greta Thunberg. Holy fucking shit. And Stu Dog. Hope you guys check out the rest of the VOD. Those that you might not have checked out. I mean, the parts you might not have checked out. Those of you who saw the whole stream, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for chilling out with me. You know what to do. Drop a like if you like this shit. Stay tuned because I don't know if I'll be releasing it today, but today or tomorrow I'm going to be releasing the best video I've ever put out on this channel, and that's no exaggeration. It's the best video I'm ever going to put out on this channel ever. This is going to be my peak. I'll never make a video better than this. Promise you. But thanks for chilling out with me, guys. Thanks for chilling. I'll be back. What the fuck's today? Today's Friday, right? Maybe I will do a stream tonight. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Look, I'll do something this weekend, okay? Expect something this weekend. I'll do another stream this weekend. Something special for you guys. That was weird. I don't know why I kissed at the camera. All right, pretend that never happened. I'm editing that out in post. No, I do love you guys, though. I do love you guys. And thanks for chilling with me. And as always, guys, just like Misa says, you guys stay fucking toasty. Consider checking out the Patreon if you like that shit. Like this shit if you like it. And share it around. Let's see if Brett Keane responds to this one. I guarantee you he's just going to shill himself out in the live chat again. Or in the comments. Let's see. All right, guys. As always, it's the fucking line. Stay toasty.
Yeah.